I could live in any time, I could live in any country, I could live on any planet, and I would be fine.
What was the key?
What
did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother?
Mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. One is, the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is, the universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it.
Look at this light bulb I have right here in my hand. It's not doing anything special right now, just sitting here, cold glass and metal, just waiting. But the moment I flip a switch, everything lights up. Light fills the room, not because the bulb became something new, but because the power that was already within this bulb finally had a path to express itself. That's you. That's what I'm here to remind you of today. I'm not telling you to hope. I'm not handing you another list of affirmations to tape to your bathroom mirror. I'm pointing at something that you already possess within you, a power source that's been waiting for you to flip the switch. The only reason why it hasn't lit up in your life yet is because somewhere along the way, you forgot it was there. Or worse, someone convinced you the bulb was broken. It's not. I promise you. But before we go any further, I need to take you back to something I saw recently, an interview with the actress Felicia Rashad. Now, if you grew up in any American household back in the 80s and 90s, you know exactly who this woman is. Claire Huxtable. She was in our living rooms every Thursday night, and she carried a quiet, confident elegance about herself that you couldn't ignore. But in this interview, she described something she was raised to believe by her mother, something that shaped her entire trajectory as an award-winning actress and director. The principle is simple. You never change the world you're in, you change yourself. You shift yourself into a reality where the people around you already see you the way that you want to be seen. She wasn't taught to fight against her circumstances. She wasn't taught to beg the world to recognize her. She was taught to become the version of herself that belongs in the rooms that she already wanted to be in. And then reality arranged itself to put her in those very rooms. That's not inspiration. That's instruction, my friend. That's the algorithm of existence working as intended. And by the end of this episode, you're going to understand exactly how to use it for the best 2026 that you could possibly imagine. Now, let me reintroduce you to the law of polarity, but from a higher point of view than what you learned in science class back in the day. See, metaphysically speaking, we're not creating new realities from scratch when we shift identities and manifest the experiences to match them. We're simply choosing from realities that already exist, infinite versions of your life that are already out there, fully formed, waiting for you to tune into them, no different than radio waves, Bluetooth signals, and microwaves that are already around you as we speak. Think of each reality as a temporal house, a structure that already exists in time, waiting for an occupant. Your job isn't to build this house. Your job is to move in. Let me point you to something that you may have heard before if you grew up in a Christian background, even if you never looked at it this way. In the book of John, there's a verse that says, "In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." Most people hear that verse and they picture some afterlife reward, golden gates, clouds, a mansion in the sky that's waiting for you when you die. Let's go a little bit deeper than that, shall we? What if my Father's house is consciousness itself? And what if many mansions isn't describing real estate in the clouds, but the infinite parallel realities, parallel identities that already exist within that consciousness of yours, each one fully furnished, waiting for you to occupy it? Many mansions, plural, already there. The place is being prepared, yes, but prepared for your arrival, not for you to build it. That's instruction. That is confirmation. Ancient text meeting quantum truth. The many mansions are the many timelines, and you get to choose which one you walk into. But here's what comes with that ability to choose. Polarity. The moment you have the power to select one thing, you automatically have the ability to experience its opposite. That's not a flaw in the system. That's how the system is designed. To experience an identity where love flows very easily, the ability to experience rejection comes prepackaged with it. To experience wealth and money flowing endlessly, the ability to experience poverty is part of that same combo meal. To experience peace, the potential for chaos sits right around the corner, right on the other side of that coin. This simulation operates through polarity, and polarity always involves choice. You can't have one without the other. Now, here's where most of our fellow guys and our ladies out there get tripped up. When you start expanding your consciousness, when you start expanding your mind and understanding yourself, when you begin shifting your identity toward the version of you that is where you want to be, you're going to see more of both sides. The highs get higher, but you also become more aware of those lows. And that scares people. They think something's going wrong. They think that the work isn't working. But just because you can see more of polarity doesn't mean it has a direct effect on you. Think of it like this. When you climb higher up on a mountain, you can see more of the valley below. That doesn't mean you're back in the valley. That doesn't mean you're destined to end up there. Your expanded view isn't pulling you down. It's showing you what you have risen above. The darkness becomes visible not because it's swallowing you up, but because you now have the elevation to observe it. And that observation, that's a gift. Future Shaun here, popping in to remind you to enroll into my Innoverse program. 5 transformative courses to guide you and aid you in your next identity shift. Click the link down below in the description or in the pinned comment. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Because when you see what you don't prefer with clarity, you get to declare what you do prefer with precision. Contrast is not your enemy. It's not your arch nemesis. It's your compass. Every experience of what you don't want sharpens your vision of what you do want. And the techniques that you know and love and you like to cling to are just a tool that you get to use to call in new realities. The visualization, the identity work, even the shadow work. They just don't summon your desired outcome. They summon the resistance you need to expand into the man or woman who can hold that outcome. The resistance isn't blocking your manifestation. The resistance is a part of your manifestation. It's the training ground, if you will, the practice gym. It's the scrimmage before the game day. Because the universe isn't just trying to hand you a new reality. It's trying to make sure that you can keep it once it gets there. You don't simply manifest to obtain a new life. You manifest to obtain the skills, the thoughts, the emotional fortitude of the person who maintains that reality. I mean, who wants to be the next crash out on the homepage of TMZ because they lost the fame, they lost the fortune that they manifested because they couldn't maintain that frequency? Not you, right? That's why the struggle, we like to call it, shows up right before you're about to break through the soil of a new identity. That's why the old thoughts, the old situations, and people resurface just as you're stepping into this new identity of yours. It's not a test, it's a verification. Are you who you say you are? I'm just asking for a friend. Now, let me bring you back to this light bulb here because there's something happening within this that mirrors exactly what's happening inside of you. An incandescent bulb has 3 essential parts: a positive pole, a negative pole, and a filament that sits in between them. The electricity flows from the positive side, passes through this filament within it, and completes its circuit at the negative side. That's polarity in physical form. 2 opposites working together to create something. See, the filament acts as a resistor. It pushes back against the electrical current, slowing it down, refusing to let the energy pass through it too easily. The resistance creates friction. That friction creates heat. And that heat is what produces the glow. The light that you see isn't electricity itself. It's a side effect of the resistance within it. Let me say that a bit more plainly. Without resistance, there is no light. There is no glow. Watch what happens when this filament breaks. The positive pole connects directly to the negative with nothing in between. No resistance, no friction. And for a split second, you get a bright flash, a short circuit, a pop, then immediate darkness. That's what happens when you commit yourself to spiritual bypassing and hacks to avoid ever experiencing the resistance in your own life. When you want to glow without the heat, when you want the manifestation without the mental maturity, when you want the new identity without the resistance that strengthens that identity, you might get the same flash, a temporary win, a brief moment of having what you want or who you want it most. But without the experience of resistance to teach you how to sustain it, darkness follows.
Darkness, everybody! Darkness is spreading!
Guilt, resentment, anger, coming in hot, all in one package like an Xfinity bundle. The reality you manifested collapses because you short-circuited the process. The filament is you, the positive end of your new identity, followed by the negative of the old identity. Your ability to resist the tension between what you desire and what you currently experiencing, that's what keeps the light on. The resistance isn't the thing preventing you or stopping you from glowing up. The resistance is your glow. Now that you sat through the here nor there science lab, let's get into how to put this to work for 2026 in your new identity shift. Just as the resistance of the filament makes the light bulb glow, resisting reactive behavior during your identity shift is what keeps you shining. Think about the last time you crashed out, you lost your temper, or you went on a quest for revenge like Steven Seagal back in the 90s. You know that feeling. Something triggered you, and instead of holding your new identity, instead of holding your composure, you let it fly. You emptied a whole magazine of emotional bullets. You argued, you debated, maybe even pleaded when you weren't supposed to. That nasty text that you sent in the heat of a moment, the decision you made from frustration or desperation instead of confidence. In that very moment, the positive connected directly to the negative with no filament, no resistance, just raw, unfiltered reaction, unfiltered energy, and just like our light bulb, you blew out. You short circuited. And for a second, it felt good, didn't it? That flash of release, getting it off your chest, speaking your mind, expressing yourself, telling them exactly how you felt, or complaining to your friends about how you felt. That's that short circuit that I'm talking about. A burst of energy with nowhere constructive to go. That clarity seemed to arrive 5 minutes too late, showing you exactly how you could have handled it differently. Oof, that sting, doesn't it? That's the reality that you were building, flickering out because you reacted to the resistance instead of working with it. Remember, resistance is the doorway to your new realities. The man who crashes out is the man who keeps resetting his timeline. The woman who argues with her reality just planted roots in the soil of that reality. Both got close enough to taste it, to feel it, to sense it, and then short-circuited right before the breakthrough. Back to square one, back to step one, back to the old identity where it's comfortable, back to wondering why nothing ever sticks. But the man who resists the reaction, the woman who feels the heat and chooses to glow instead of explode, that's the person, that's the one who keeps the light on long enough for his world or her world to change around the new identity. The resistance isn't your obstacle, it's your strength training. Every moment you choose proactivity over reactivity, you increase your capacity. You become the person who can hold more wealth, more love, more responsibility, more of the life that you've been scripting in your imagination. Is that a surprise? Because that's the version of you that 2026 is waiting for. So let me reframe this before you go any further. When resistance shows up in your life, when the old patterns knock on the door, when people from your past or in your present start acting a fool, when everything seems to push back against the new you, that's not a stoplight, that's the green one. Resistance appearing means that the identity shift is already activated and is already in motion. It means the universe has received your request and now is verifying that you are who you actually say you are. The bigger the goal, the bigger the security clearance needed for entry of that new reality. And this isn't just metaphysical theory that I'm talking about. Your physical body already has this built into it. I work out quite often, and we now call weightlifting resistance training because muscles don't grow in comfort. They grow by pushing against weight and opposition and resistance. You tear the muscle fiber, it rebuilds stronger, and over time, you can carry weight that would have crushed you before. And that's also how vaccines work, because they give the body a small dose of a sickness, the very thing that could harm it. That controlled exposure builds up the immunity system's ability to fight the real threat when it arrives. The body gets stronger not because it's avoiding the challenge, but by meeting it head on. Your mind operates in the same exact way, just like your body. The resistance you encounter during your identity shift isn't designed to break you, it's designed to build you up, to maintain the manifestation that comes as a side effect of the new identity shift. It's how you develop the mental and emotional capacity to hold the new reality once it arrives on in. Without the expansion, you get the manifestation and you lose it just as fast. Whatever you're calling in, the money, the relationships, the recognition, the success, the abundance, the fame even, your behavior has to match the identity of the person who already has it, not when it shows up, right? Now, respond from that new identity before you have evidence of it. When the pressure comes, respond confidently, not because you have the proof that things are already working out, but because the man or woman you're becoming doesn't need proof to stay grounded, to stay within yourself. Respond unbothered because the version of you who already has all of these things, already has what you want, isn't rattled by temporary circumstances and hiccups. Respond with confidence and charisma because that's already inside you. Because that future you carries themselves differently and you're tapping into that energy right now as we speak. The version of you in 2026 who's living the life you're currently thinking of, he's not reactive. She doesn't crash out when things get uncomfortable. He doesn't abandon his vision because the timing of everything didn't match his exact expectations, his exact specifications. And if that's who you're becoming, you can't afford to react like the old you anymore. That's what closes the gap between where you are and where you're going. Not time, not luck, not genetics. Your choices in the moments that feel the hardest. Now, before you go out and conquer 2026 like I know you are, I want you to do something for yourself. This is a little technique that I like to teach my students. Leave yourself a voice memo. No, you're not crazy. Just leave yourself a voice memo on your iPhone or your Android, or sit down and write yourself an old-fashioned letter. But don't write it to who you are today. Write it to your future self, the version of you at the end of next year who made it through whatever ID check is on the way. Congratulate yourself for everything you overcame, every proactive choice you chose, every moment you held your new identity when the old one would have spiraled into fear and anger. Thank yourself for choosing the glow over the short circuiting again and again, even when it would have been a little bit too easy to blow up. Be specific. Name the situations you navigated. Name the people whose opinions stopped controlling you, whose opinions stop mattering. Name the version of you that you finally let go of so the real you could step forward. Here's what happens when you do this little exercise of mine, this here nor there branded exercise. When you communicate with your future self sends something back. Signs, synchronicities, sudden bursts of clarity, sudden ideas, sudden downloads in the shower or driving to work that arrives exactly when you needed it. The right words at the right time, the right decisions when the pressure is the highest, the right people in the right places. That future you, that future version of you gets on the same frequency that you can tune into because remember, that reality already exists. You're just physically moving into it. And when you feel the resistance along the way, because you will, I want you to think about this light bulb right here. Think about what Mrs. Rashad said in the opening of this episode. Everything that will cause the world to see your shine is already within you. The filament doesn't fight the current, it holds it. It lets the energy pass through it with just enough friction to transform it into something that the whole room can see. That's you in 2026. Not avoiding the resistance, not being crushed under it, but glowing because of it. The power has already been flowing through you all this time. Now you know how to flip the switch. If this lesson shifted something within you, type, "That made sense to me," in the comments down below and let me know this wisdom served you well. The switch is now in your hands. Now let's make sure that that light stays on. The Universe Program. 5 courses designed to reprogram your subconscious mind and lock in your new identity shift for good. The link's in the description. Use it. And while you're here, watch another episode. I am Shaun, and you are neither here nor there. Thank you for sharing your time and space with me.